This is fucking dope.
You're in a lot of places right now.
Shows are coming bizag, and we are on the move.
Welcome back to In Your City. This is In Your City. I'm stand-up comedian SyRok Foxx. So watching In Your City, we back with another episode. And I asked to speak to the manager.
If I can't present you with a package that you would want to tell your friends about, then why am I doing this?
Because it makes me feel like I'm slipping, like I left my house slipping. Like, what the fuck made you so confident that you could walk up?
Like, what gave you the confidence?
Why?
The biggest celebrity. And,
Man, you got a way of blowing people
Look,
up, too. I got to say.
You! I see you!
I am available for videos.
You know what is one of my pet peeves to my In Your City audience? Is too many people have these wonderful platforms that other platforms simply do not share. I am not one of those individuals. There are so many platforms that's out there doing amazing things, especially amongst our own people. Black people in the 757 in the East Coast are creating show after show with good content that genuinely need to be shared. I have a guest who is killing it in the game, and I would be a pure hater not to share it with my own audience. The CEO of We Care, and you may have seen it, PoolSide Cooking. We got Jim here with us. Thank you so much. The big boss. I ain't never seen somebody who had this much heavy pockets next to me. Normally, I'm like, yeah, I'm balling up in this. You know what I mean? Man, this is somebody I can get a loan from. She ain't no game. How you doing?
I'm doing well, and it's an honor to be here today.
Thank you so much for making it. I know your schedule is crazy.
Well, I mean, you always make time for things like this.
Thank you so much. Poolside Cooking is killing it right now.
Cooking,
Oh,
yes.
My God.
Yeah.
It is dope.
We started PoolSide Cooking. I started it in May during the pandemic.
Yeah.
4 of my businesses had just shut down. So one of the things that I was doing was I said, I'm here in my backyard. I said, I got an in-ground pool. I got an outdoor kitchen. I never go on vacation because I'm always working.
Right.
So I don't know what made me decide to just bring different chefs in there and have different guests to come out and do PoolSide Cooking. And I did it, and it just became big. We're now in Atlanta. It airs actually nationwide through Roku and Amazon Fire. It's on Peachtree TV in Atlanta. It just aired there last week, and we're here on Channel Sky 4 locally here in Virginia.
Dope. Oh, I love to see a black woman doing it. They don't make nothing that makes me more happy. Now, you own We Care.
Yeah, We Care started, I started off with We Care Medical Transport.
Right, we were talking about it a little bit before.
Yep, it's 2011. I was working at the medical school. I remember telling a friend of mine that I wanted to go in business. And she said to me, you don't have the experience, you don't have the degree, you don't have the knowledge, your credit's tore up, and you broke because you just asked me for $5 last week. So I said the first thing I thought about was I talk too much, okay?
Right.
But everything she was saying was right, okay? So my answer to her back was, if the business didn't work out, I guess I'll just go back to being broke. So I proceed. The first year I started, I did medical transportation. Within 3 months, people was coming to me asking how to start a transportation company. Now, when I started, I didn't even have my own personal car. At the time, me and my husband had split up. He left me the house that was about to go to foreclose, and he had the car. So I was asking my drivers to come pick me up to take me to work. Okay? But by the end of the year, I had a fleet of 15 vans.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my journey to start off with opening up other businesses. I remember transporting to group homes, taking them to day support. And within a year, I started my first group home, opened my second group home the following year. We added supportive in-home services. Within a year, I had a corporate office here in Virginia Beach, and then I opened an office in Richmond.
What made you move the spa
The salon?
Yeah. What?
Well, the salon came about because I don't do hair, okay? Nor cook. So for some reason, I opened businesses that's not in my field.
Yeah.
But just because it made sense to me, that don't mean necessarily it was going to make sense to you. So people got to realize that in this day and time, you can open up businesses that don't really have to make sense. Just have the determination, knowledge, and understanding of how to want to do it. So, and that's all I did. What I did was when I opened the salon, I wanted to provide spa services to individuals with developmental disabilities, since my main business was group homes and supportive in-home services.
Okay, I see the connection.
Right. So I ended up opening a salon. Had no idea, nothing about salon business, but I figured out how to run a salon business. And right now we have over 7 stylists, nail techs, a massage therapist, a wine bar area, a lash tech. But that won't bad for somebody who didn't have to know or don't do hair.
Don't you do it to me.
So the salon opened. From there, what came up with We Care Salon Cafe is when
that's what I started. That's when I came into the area and I started paying attention. I'm like,
We
so
Care
wait,
Salon
you can get
Cafe.
a salon
It's-
and food.
Absolutely. And what made me come up with the cafe, because I don't cook now. So people's looking at me like, well, what you doing opening up a restaurant?
Right.
So every time I walked in the salon, it looked like a cafe. The stylist was overbooking clients. They were trying to figure out how to get food. We had somebody coming in there trying to sell food in the salon. So I was like, do y'all need your own cafe? So when I told them that, immediately within a couple months, I opened a cafe right next door to the salon. So in our salon, we actually provide free delivery services to other barbershops and hair salons as long as they're within the 4-mile radius of the cafe.
Donald Trump wish.
So it made sense to me, you know.
Yeah.
And in our salon, like I said, we provide an all-in-one. We can actually take food orders in our salon. We're our wine bar area. I'm licensed to do complimentary wine and beer in the salon. And then when we go next door, we provide a full bar there. We do breakfast all day. It's, we have the ladies love it because they come in there for mimosas. We do Sunday brunch. So, I guess it wasn't bad for somebody who don't cook, but my thing was, as long as I could put people in place to do those things, I didn't see where it was a problem.
It's like you blessing so many with opportunity. It's
absolutely, and that was
crazy.
Another thing. It was employing other people, So one of the things that I wanted to do in business was, one, build generational wealth. Okay, so once I figured out how to run businesses, it was all about now taking my hard work and taking it to the next generation. So what I did was I started with my kids. Okay?
Yeah, I did my snooping. I see your daughter and your son, right?
Absolutely,
You're both
absolutely.
involved with one was real estate, I believe.
Well, she opened up supportive in-home services. So with her, she started in high school. When she came to me, I had just started medical transportation. She was like, "Ma, I want to leave the Harris Teeter and work for you." And I said, "That's no problem." So she thought she would just work in a job, but at the time, I was actually prepping her because I needed her off my payroll eventually. So what I did was I prepped her for years. She didn't, when positions came up, like managers' positions that we had within the company, she would never get that. I needed her to transport. I needed her to do the routing. I needed her to do payroll. I needed her to do the counting. I wanted to prep her for when she opened her own company, and that's exactly what she did. So
ain't nothing greater than a manager that's been there, put their feet to the ground, and did the work themselves, and now they can delegate and do it themselves.
Absolutely, and how to teach her how to multitask because we was running multiple businesses. She needed to know how to be able to move from one business to another. So, and a lot of people ask me, like, how do you run all those businesses and still stay on task? And I mean, I think what it was is that you got 2 types of people in business. You got one that wants to be an employee of their company, and you got one that wants to run their company. So for instance, I'm not a stylist, so I don't do hair in the salon, but I can run the salon. I have a cafe. I'm not a chef, so I'm not going to be the chef in my own cafe. So I run businesses. My juice bar. We have a juice bar that she's getting ready to actually open, but I had one in Laskin Road that we just recently moved over there at the Timberlake Shopping
Was that
Center.
one of the ones that had to shut down at the beginning of the...
Well, what I did was I closed the juice bar and moved it to Timberlake Shopping Center.
Okay.
So, and not even healthy. I don't even eat healthy. I told you I open businesses. And
I'm in love with you.
Like, I literally barely drink water, and here it is. I'm doing detox up in there. We do fresh smoothies. Lord Jesus. But I put people in place that know how to do those things. I got somebody in there that knows how to answer those questions when somebody want to know how to do a detox or wants fresh smoothies. So, so business is all about just the determination.
Yeah.
Wanting to do it. I always tell people, like, if we could be a professional being broke, we can be a professional being rich. All you got to do is just shift your mindset.
What was that, chill? What was that? Felt
Because I know I'm going to tell you now, I was a professional at being broke. Okay, I was the one that would take my electricity bill money and buy them 9 West shoes. and then go home and flick my lights to see if it's on.
Look, you gotta
know,
understand. I'm a comedian. I am pro at giving sanitation get 50. Electric they get 25.
Exactly. We would split it up.
But this new suit for next week's show, 250. We about to.
What? Now you know we was professional at that.
And so now we at Poolside Cooking.
We at Poolside Cooking. The show, Poolside Cooking, like I said, it came about during the pandemic.
Right.
When I closed the salon, we just shut it down for a little while during the pandemic. So when I closed the cafe, the salon, the juice bar, and my training center, I said, you know what, we had to slow it down for a little bit. I came up with Poolside Cooking. I wanted to bring different chefs out there by the poolside and just go out there and cook. And then we had different guests that would come on the show. Which was our taste testers. And usually our guests, we had Elaine Loria, the Congresswoman, we had City Councilman Aaron Ross, Sabrina Wooten. We have different local artists in the area.
Yeah, I seen my girl
comedians.
Jasmine Alicia. She stopped by and
Yep,
did a little
absolutely.
tasting. I
Absolutely.
watch. I
Yeah.
be nosy. I go,
So-
ooh, who coming
And,
next?
and that's what it's about, because you didn't have to have a Pharrell coming up in there. Like our Pharrell was somebody that was doing something in the community, whether
Right.
it was a business owner, a nonprofit organization, a politician. That was our star. So I try to put guests on there that was doing things in the community to talk about what they was doing. Even the chefs, we had a lot of chefs that wasn't really known in the area. You didn't have to own a restaurant to be known. Like there was chefs out here that was good, that was just running catering businesses. So I wanted to bring all of them and highlight everybody that was doing those things on the show.
You've accomplished so much. Like, you are going balls to the wall. Are you worried about running out of creative ideas? Are you worried about staying on top? Or
No, because this is 2020. I mean, people got to understand, if you can have 100,000 followers, go out there and open a business and have 100,000 people follow you. Okay, so my thing is that there's so many things that people can do now that when I was growing up, we didn't have. You know, from texting to cell phones. Like, there's so many things that you can do now in business. I mean, I see people out there with 100,000 followers, and they're not really doing much, but a lot of
Right.
people is admiring what they're doing. So why don't you take that creativity and open things and let it generate? You know, I mean, it's just about building to me. I mean,
so
when
many
you-
people just watch this just now and say, light bulb.
you know,
Light bulb. Let
so,
my
I
lazy
mean,
ass get it together.
Like being broke is an option. You don't have to be.
Yeah.
You know, I got tired of seeing my friends that was living in Section 8 home and out there buying $70,000, $80,000 cars. Like there's things that just don't make sense. We got to stop hustling backwards. So our mindset, it starts with our mindset. So in order to
You
move
need to put
forward,
that on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
You put that on a t-shirt. Poolside cooking on the front, and then stop hustling backwards on the back.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like we got to really kill that mindset, because
Yeah.
when people really see that they can change that mentality, you really can do things. Because I started, like I said, when my girlfriend told me, you ain't got no experience, no degrees, your credit tore up, and I didn't have no money. I literally started with an earned income credit check. Like I took that $4,500, bought my first wheelchair van, prayed on it, and that's how I started. I mean, all I did was just take my money and invest it back into the business.
Right.
I never had to borrow
'Cause
nothing
who else
because my
gonna
credit
give it
was
to
tore
you?
up.
Right.
So I couldn't borrow nothing. Nobody would give me loans out there.
So what's the future looking like? Where are we going?
It's about the kids. Everything that I do now is about bringing that. Everything that I've learned, I get them to understand. Even if they wasn't in the business I was doing, I still wanted them to have the knowledge of understanding business, work for themselves, and build from there. So now everything that I work hard for, it's passed down to them. And not only that, but being able to be an example to others
That's what I was going to say. Do you realize how big of an icon you are becoming? Like, you're making history. Do you stop to slow down and think?
I don't really. I mean, I just think it was a blessing. Like anytime
You're a
he can
monster.
take me from not having nothing and figuring out how to run 7 businesses, and I mean that was a blessing. So I always say, you know, we always want a student. Once you become a student, just teach. So all I do is just let people know what I've done and what I got to do, what you got to do to get there. Like people got to understand your blessings are coming from letting the next person know what you do. Like stop taking it in, and you know you had to get there at one point.
Yeah.
So stop holding information and let people know, and that's where I think my blessing
I think
came
that's
from.
what my pet peeve is. My biggest pet peeve is people who get to a certain level and then for some reason break all communication and all bridges from what was behind them. So they cross the bridge and then pull the drawstring. Like,
Yeah,
and,
you
and
can't
it
do
bothers me so much. You have all this knowledge that so many people can go from behind you and
Right.
pick up and learn more. And for some reason, they just cut all lines of
And
communication.
that's the worst thing that you can do in business, like to have that type of mentality and mindset. Because again, like you got to know where your blessings coming from. I mean, when I started, it's not that I was just that good. I didn't have the degrees. I never went to business school. I didn't have, the experience. So how did I go from that to figuring out how to run 7 businesses? So people got to understand that the reason why I'm still staying afloat is because whatever I've learned, and your best learning experience is when you mess up. Like you have to go through. Like one thing that people asked me was like, a lot of people's afraid to start something.
Right.
Okay. Like just get that out your mind. That's part of the plan. Like don't be afraid. Don't be scared to fail. Like when things go wrong, understand that, fix it, and keep it moving. Like people think that's just the end of it. So, these are the things that I know helped me to get me to the next level. If I didn't mess up, if I didn't fail on certain things, how else would I would be able to run other businesses? So I went from one business to opening up another business. I would have never known that if I didn't make all the mistakes from that. So people got to understand that your mistakes is what's going to get you to succeed.
Have you ever been in church? Have you ever been in church and the pastor, it's just when they saying something, you just it's just, oh my God. I've been running Foxtel Studios since when? 2012? I've been running Foxtel Studios since 2012, and all along I've made so many mistakes. I've hit rock bottom so many times and had to start over so many times with my wife, with my daughter, and we are to a point where life has just gotten good.
Absolutely.
And not only that it's gotten good, but I've been blessed with the opportunity to teach other people. I've been blessed with the opportunity to build new bridges, connect, artists who would never otherwise, know each other. That's the beauty about this show. That's why I love it, because someone like you can sit on this couch and tell me so much about your story. And then we'll have someone like Deshaun Bowser, who would never have crossed paths with you any other way. And now both your knowledge is on this platform. And some kid is watching this and like, damn, I don't have to be here. I don't have to be where I'm at.
Right.
And what I mean by you creating history, you are showing black women and black men that the choices that they're currently making doesn't have to be their future. Right. Like, I don't have to be stuck here.
Exactly.
I don't have to be stuck here. You are walking the path. You are doing everything that you say, that you teach. You walking it. Absolutely. It's so beautiful. It damn near about to bring it. If I wasn't so tipsy, I'd be crying.
But
I'll be in
and
tears.
Understand that there's some steps involved. I mean, people gotta want it.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't just talk about it. I'm a procrastinator. Procrastinators don't make moves.
Oh, baby,
we talk
me too.
about making moves.
Baby, me
okay?
too. I do everything the last minute.
Right. But you know what I had to do? What was holding me back too? It was my procrastination problem. So I had to learn to fix that in order to move forward with what I needed to do. So instead of making yearly goals, I would make daily, weekly, and monthly goals. And I would check it off and just knock it out when I do it, because I know as a procrastinator, it would never be done. Because like I said, we don't make moves. We talk about it. We talkers. But I had to learn. I got to stop talking and just write it down and just make it happen. Like, you got to literally execute a plan. You cannot talk about it. And you got to surround yourself around people that's doing it. Like, you got to know your surroundings, because a lot of that is going to affect everything that you do.
Oh, I know it well.
So there's steps to getting to a certain level, but it could be done.
There's people who started with me who they realized how hard the road was, and now they watch it from home. But you were like an icon. If Muhammad Ali owned the cooking channel,
A cooking show, and don't even cook. You know what I'm talking about? Who does that?
you are
And we just produced 37 episodes.
Yeah.
Ain't no producer. But we figured out how to produce 37 episodes.
Damn right.
So let me tell you something. One, God is good. But two, understand that you can make things happen.
You didn't
if
leave
you
enough
put your
pause
mind
for
to
the audience to say all the time. You gotta do it one more time.
Okay.
One more time. God is good.
You know?
There we go.
That's right. That is right. Okay? Know who's in charge.
So how
okay?
can people support? How can they watch the show? How can people get a hold of
we
you?
definitely want y'all to tune in and watch the show. The show airs every Saturday at 11:30 a.m. on Channel Sky 4.
Okay.
If you're in the Atlanta area, it's airing on Mondays at 11 a.m. on Peachtree TV. It is on Roku under the What's Poppin' channel. It's under Amazon Fire, under Couch Potato, and we're on TD Jake's Praise channel as well.
Girl, I just made it to Roku myself. It's amazing.
Yeah. So, and I thank you. I
Raise
thank
the
y'all.
price
I
tag.
mean, thank you for the support. VA is how it started. Like
Yeah.
the support from different chefs, from the guests on here. I mean, they actually made the show.
I fully believe that, and I don't mean to make this like a black thing, but I can't help it. I just can't. I can't help who I am. I fully believe that black platforms that are doing what they're doing, making the noise that they're making, they need to cross play. They need to reach out to these other platforms and say, hey, I love what you're doing. Come out and share your information with my audience. They would love it. They would swarm, you know. And the same way with all the guests who comes on. I fully believe that they are making a big difference in the community. And I'll be a hater. I'll be a clean hater to just ignore the things that you're doing and act like it ain't nothing going on. Like, oh, she got a show, I got a show. We can't be seen together.
We definitely
No.
cannot do that. Like, people got to understand that. Stop worrying about either competitions. Like, you focus on the plan, focus on what you're doing, and the money and the people will come. The first thing people always say, well, they ain't supporting me. My family's not supporting me. My friends is not supporting me. Get that out your head, okay? If you focus on the business, you focus on the plan, the support will come. And usually it's from strangers.
It sure
okay?
would. Luckily, the money has came.
Word.
You know? Oh
Yes,
man, that was kind of snobbish. I'm sorry. Here's people who pockets empty right now, like these motherfuckers. Thank you so much for coming through. Oh, you blessed the channel.
Absolutely. And thank you. And I love what you're doing here.
Thank you.
Keep on doing it.
Hopefully I made you giggle enough to get the boy on the show. Share some pasta or something like that.
Absolutely.
I don't never see nobody taking a dip in the water. I'm getting my feet in the water. Thank you. I appreciate you. All the description is at the bottom. Look, I talk so much noise about moving mountains with my art, which is comedy. I love stand-up comedy, and I am following it to its very end. Whether I'm, shoeless and broke down poor, or I'm in a $20 million mansion, comedy is the way that I'm going to end my life. It's just how it is. There are so many other arts and platforms that are out here that are doing the same thing, moving mountains with their art. I believe that Jim here with We Care, the franchise, as well as Poolside Cooking, will be more than what you see today. Tomorrow, it'll be astronomical levels. I am fully behind it. Foxtail Studio supporters, make sure you swarm her channel. I love it. So should you. Not just because I'm saying so, because this is facts, man. This is going to be historical. We're going to look back on this episode and be like, damn. I remember when it was just in a few states. Now it's across the nation. Now it's international. Now it is on mainstream media because we created the mainstream media. Let's just stop playing around. Black folks is popping. We're doing it big. And I am sitting next to someone who's doing it a little bit bigger, and I'm trying to catch up. You feel me? Look, this is stand-up comedian SyRok Foxx. I greatly appreciate y'all watching. This has been another episode of In Your City. Appreciate you. Theme music, bitch, out. Woo!